Alright guys, I am laying under my 2003 Dodge 2500 and this is going to be part one of swapping out my 48RE automatic transmission to a nv4500 5-speed manual. This truck is 4-wheel drive. The 271 transfer case, and pretty much it. Bone stock, got a little 3-inch lift on it, a couple power upgrades, Smarty tuner, 5-inch exhaust, and boost elbow for my turbo, cold air intake, all the normal bolt-on stuff. So automatic is showing signs of slippage, so I think it's about time to yank it out and put my 5-speed in. So first things first, we'll go ahead and start disconnecting drive shafts. Slip yoke out of the back of the transfer case. Got my center bearing support, and got my rear yoke. We'll disconnect, and then we'll start with the front drive shaft. Get that disconnected. It's looks like there's Torx bolt for the front. So disconnect that, and then unbolt it from the front yoke of the transfer case, and alright, go from there. Alright guys, got the transmission out, and a couple things I want to let you know to maybe make it easier is on the passenger side, and you can see the hole through the adapter plate. There's a flat steel plate on the front side of the passenger adapter plate, and that's the access hole where you're going to pull your 6 torque converter bolts out. So on the bottom of the trans, right down here on the bell housing, there's actually an inspection cover, and that's what typically working on hot rods and other cars, older cars, where you'd access the torque converter bolts, and that's not the case on this one. So little help there, and yeah, like I said, there's 6 torque converter bolts to pull out. It's a little hard to see, so I was just kind of feeling my way around and doing them. So got all those, and there's 8 bell housing bolts to go up and around. So that takes a 15mm socket, and then you got kind of hard to see, you got this bracket right here that holds your wiring harness, and on mine there's three plugs. So you got this main one, the small one that actually connects to the transmission, and then this little one down here that connects to your transfer case. So pretty straightforward. The lines were a little difficult getting off. I don't know if you can see that. I ended up kinking a line because it was stuck on the thing, but I'm gonna toss it anyway, so no big deal. And ended up taking out my downpipe to access the passenger side bell housing bolts. I have a 5-inch downpipe, and it's pretty big. So maybe if you had a stock downpipe, you wouldn't have to remove it, but I did, just to get access to it. And there's a little bracket down here that bolts on. I think it's these two, and it's a mount for your downpipe. So I just ended up getting it out of the way. I'm gonna redo my exhaust anyway. It's gonna be kind of a second part, but I'm gonna get rid of my HE341 turbo. Not very desirable. and I'm actually going to put on an HE351VE. That's the variable vane turbo off the new 6.7s, and so I'm going to kind of do a little bit of both together, since I got access to all this now. So anyway, that's it. Got a jack stand with a block, but the motor's kind of supporting itself. And I did know, I don't know if you can see that, but I got an oil leak somewhere. I thought it was my rear main, because it was all over the bottom of the trans and bell housing, but it's not. It's pretty dry in here. So I don't know if it's a valve cover or something up there, but it's all wet, and it's a mess on top of the engine right here. You can see all the crud and grime. So so that's about it. So I'm not going to give all the details. This is a pretty involved job, so if you're not very mechanically inclined or have access to like a trans jack and some other stuff, probably best left up to a shop to do. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. You know, other than the wiring harness and plugging a couple things, undoing the cross member. Here's my shifter for my transfer case. So just a little rod that goes through here. It's a little rubber bushing. Just pop that out and leave the rod on the transfer case. And pulling the drive shafts off, no brainer, you know. And that's pretty much it. And I got a service manual online. I got a DVD or CD copy, so probably what all you guys are waiting for. I'm going to figure out what wires I need out of here. So that'll be the last part. I'm going to figure out what I need for my backup lights and my clutch switch. And Dodge makes it nice. They actually put the clutch switch on the master cylinder for the clutch pedal. So I'll end up having to run a couple of these wires up. And from reading online, basically all you're doing is taking one of these wires, running it through the switch, and connect the other side to ground. So once you ground it out, that's telling the computer and engine it's okay to start. So, and then there's two cables connected to your trans. So here's your, I don't know which one's which. I think this might be your kickdown cable. So this will attach somewhere on your throttle linkage up under the hood. And then what is it? I think it's this one. This one right here will be connected to your column shift. I have a column shift in this one, so that'll go up to the steering column. And that's how you select your what gear you want to be in. So all this stuff gets to go. And then of course your dipstick. So there's one hole, wherever it is right here, that connects to one of the bolts on your bell housing. So there's a zip tie up there holding it in. So I got to cut that zip tie off, and then the dipstick will come out. So anyways, I'll show you the trans right here. Another good rule of thumb is I got a 3-inch lift on this and 35-inch tall tires, and truck was not high enough to get the trans and transfer case out. So I got my professional trans jack borrowed from the company I work for, and even with it all the way down, this was a little too high. So what I ended up doing is just getting my floor jack and putting a couple wood blocks and just jacked up the frame rail, kind of NASCAR style, right in the middle, and lifted both the driver's side, front and rear tires off the ground to get it to clear. And I ended up coming out back here. The frame rail kind of kicks up by the gas tank, and got it to come out. So anyway, that's that. I still got oil cooler lines to pull out, and oil cooler or trans cooler in the front to pull out, and a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. End up pulling the front seats out, pull the carpet back so I can cut a hole in the floorboard, and that should be it. So far so good.